You've only had a few minutes to think about it, but I suspect, given your experiences and your knowledge, a couple will come to mind. If you could share either of them in whatever order, the chance to relive an experience as is and the chance to relive an experience and change the outcome. What can you share?
You know, I would say that reliving an experience would be through various adventures that I've been on, specifically kayaking various rivers in here in Colorado, that have just been something that something I didn't think I could do or should do, but doing it safely and enjoying it. It was one of the most it's hitting that reset button. And on my refrigerator, I have this little magnet. It says, "Do one thing every day that scares you." I've done that. I try to do that. I certainly I do it once a week at least. But it's not drinking and driving. That's not it. That's not what I would be referring to. Right. The next piece that I guess I wish I could change the outcome would be the resolution or dissolution of my marriage, and how that came about. I feel like that was really cut short, and that I contributed to that in my own way, but I really wish that I had a second chance at that particular relationship, as it relates to my children as well. The combination of the two. That being said, who says there's not second chances? As we all know, I'm just getting younger, so.
Well, and Craig, it's interesting. The hindsight can benefit us, and I think most of us, if not all of us, make the best decisions we can at the time that we make them with the knowledge that we have. That experience continues to be an even greater teacher, and time does things for our education and our evolution. And I think one of the gifts that you bring is the courage to share your stories, that in the likely event someone is listening in tonight or is going to download this and listen to it at a different time, or someone forwards it, there is often stresses and strains in marriages or relationships and business partnerships that we can take out on other people, or it can become contentious, or two people often feel like they want to be right. And I'm not saying that's what your situation was, but what I take from you is maybe there's another way to come at it, or willingness even over time to seek to heal it or to rebuild it. I guess in the end of the day, as you say, no matter what you have, really it's love and relationships and family that'll be with you forever, and everything else comes and goes. So it's we will have the Rally Monkeys out for you for the anniversary edition of the Craig Garza Show, with a great unfolding to that story, perhaps.
Absolutely, I think there'll be a wrap up on that. Maybe in sometime this year. Who knows? Of the outcome. I believe strongly that if you believe in it enough, you can make it happen, and your conscience continues to work even when you're not thinking about it. It is, and so good things can happen from thinking good things, being positive, and overcoming the things that I personally have overcome, and that many people have. I don't compare myself to others, but in this instance, I'll say that some have it a lot worse than I do, and so if I've got to tell it straight, I feel lucky.
Well, you know, it'd be worth pointing out, you know, that maybe with some background knowledge of you, Craig, that you, and even I thought the story about being taught or allowed to fail was a great life lesson, because how else does one learn, right? We were told to color between the lines and that we lose our innovation and enthusiasm at an early age, and if we don't get outside the lines, we don't know how far we can go or how far we can grow, and if we've never been there before, we're bound to make some mistakes. You know, and you've always had, and it comes through this evening, a positive attitude and I won't say happy-go-lucky nature, but a happy and healthy and energetic way of looking at things and sort of rebounding from what others might view as a setback. How have you been able to prevent yourself from becoming tarnished or suspicious or less than enthusiastic as you might have always been in the past when you face the inevitable challenges of daily life, or as events occur that they're going to? Game is like whack-a-mole. There's always going to be something to pop up that we have to try to knock down. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, it's an excellent question. I believe that you've got to be able to bounce back. But I think what's most important is the people around you, the support network that you have, whether it's your family, friends, maybe a church that you go, whatever it is, that you surround yourself with good people, and we've all kind of been told this since we were young. At least since I've been young, my mother and father have instilled, you know, be careful who your friends are, because they're going to really influence you. Well, I can't tell you how right they were with that. And I've been very, very fortunate to have good friends and family that have influenced me and propped me back up and dusted me off and said, "Come on, get back in the race." And I reluctantly, at times, and sometimes very enthusiastically, did so.